Hello and welcome to Shrinking with Carrie. You might be able to hear some thunder in the background and it's really dark in my room. I don't have my ring light or better studio lights yet, so I'm just going to do this voiceover style. And most of the time on this channel I will not do voiceover style, but necessity is the mother of cutting corners. So I don't even want to put on makeup today. I feel kind of blah. I did come down with something a few days ago. But at the beginning of the week, I really started working out. I was doing much better, and I just controlled my eating for the rest of the week. Wasn't like as strict as I usually am, and yet 219 pounds. That is a weight loss of 3 pounds in the last week. Now, a lot of you might think that's not very much, but it really kind of is when you think about it. And my goal is 2 pounds a week. But if I can do 3, that's great, because the weeks, as you know, fly by. Pretty soon it's going to be Halloween, and Christmas is right around the corner. If I lose 3 pounds a week, let's do the math, 3 times 4, then 12 pounds a month. I mean, if you shave that down to 10 pounds a month, in a year, that's 10 times 12. I mean, seriously, if somebody told you you could lose 100 pounds in a year and you wouldn't have to be hungry, and that would be fantastic. And that's really, at my ripe old age of 51, that's okay. I'll be honest, I feel a little impatient. There's a side of me that wants it all off now. I want it to happen now. But that is not successful thinking. This is really a race that is long and only with yourself, as they say. So I'm going to take my little victories where I can get it. And in this case, those would be, my clothes are getting big. I actually went to Goodwill because I'm going to be coming up on a size that's also going to be temporary as I continue this journey. So I bought material, I know how to sew, and I'm going to be doing some redo thrifting things, and maybe I could share those with you as well. Gosh, I can't even get my sewing room in order, but I am doing one project that I started today. I'm finally refinishing the sink in my kitchen, and it's going to feel good to forge ahead and get some of these projects done. I was really finding that I couldn't get anything done. I can't keep my house the way I want it. I'm telling you, I did not start this health routine a moment too soon. It's very serious how much I was running out of time, running out of energy. It is mostly about my health and not vanity. But I sure do look forward to being slimmer and looking, in shape as a person who's in shape, which I have not been for most of my adult life. So this is quite an amazing journey. And I have written down a lot of the things that I've eaten. I really love, I make this like twice a week. One of the things I love are my turkey wraps. It's like a Korean barbecue style wrap. I make it with cilantro. A lot of people, you either love cilantro or you hate it. There are people who think it tastes delicious. There are people who think it tastes like soap. I think it tastes like delicious soap. So I love cilantro. And I crushed up some cashews and I sprinkled it on top. I made basically ground turkey with Korean barbecue. I marinated that overnight. You got to be careful with Korean barbecue because a lot of them are high in sugars. I did not make my own this time, but I was aware of what's in it. I do not avoid sugar entirely. But if I have any in my diet, it's usually in sugar form, in the form of like being in sauces. And that way, I find that my body works with me better. I don't liver dump or feel deprived of the sugar at all. But sugar itself I do consider and treat like a toxic calorie, mostly in the form of bread and pasta and things that turn to sugar in the blood. Those things are very deadly for me. So, I love my turkey. I just bought all of the ingredients for a shake that I love to make this time of year. It's a smoothie, and I'll have actual pictures of what the ingredients look like on my table. I really love this smoothie. I have a Vitamix, and I make great smoothies, and I try to have one a day. And it's not a meal replacement for me, it's a meal choice. I'm very careful about my wording. If I eat it and I feel good afterwards, I just had a meal, even if it's a most largely liquid meal. But the magical ingredient in this smoothie is dates. It's dates, banana, a little bit of banana, apples, almond milk, cinnamon, and a dash of vanilla. And I think I add the vanilla soy protein powder. That's what I think I use. Yes, a little of that. And it is scrumptious. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And it is really, really healthy. Dates are like a diuretic. They keep you from retaining too much water. I don't know. They do something magical for me. And on the weeks that I have these, I find I do have good weight loss. I have been so good and so committed to no crap food. And I really think that even though I took a couple of days off from the exercise, I think that it benefited me so much, and that's why I still lost weight this week. I don't expect to lose weight every week, because what happens is, particularly after you lose about 13 pounds for me, which I'm at now, to 20 pounds, your body will plateau a little bit. It will level off. It will, as you're changing your set point. And that's fine as long as I know I'm eating right and I'm being healthy and staying hydrated. I know my body will catch up. I have nothing but time. It's just a waiting game. As long as you're doing everything right every day, you'll get there. And there's always ways to break that too. If I find that I'm plateauing for more than 2 weeks, then I need to change up what I'm doing. Sometimes it means a little more food is required, a little more exercise. But whatever it is, I know my body will get on board, and I trust that this weight is going to come off. It's pretty exciting because I'm going on a trip to Houston in November, and it would be so great to be, another 15 pounds lighter would be fantastic. So, actually 19. Wouldn't it be great if before I went I could be under that 200 mark? But I'm not going to put pressure on myself to do that because life is happening now. I don't want this to seem like an impossible dream. I don't want to have a wall of impossibility. So, where am I at physically? Physically, I'm feeling okay. I started to get a cold, and then I took care of myself. My throat was hurting, my head was hurting, I didn't have much of an appetite, and I thought, oh, I'm getting a terrible cold. But then I made my amazing Korean tofu spicy soup, or you can make a Vietnamese pho soup, but I put a little bit of spicy stuff in there, sriracha, and it was magical. A little bit of spicy soup, and then you get lots of sleep, and I seemed to nip it in the bud. But then my husband got it, and he wasn't so lucky. He just got worse, and now it's kind of a full-blown sickness for him. And I'm taking care of him a little bit. He's so much older than me, 4 years older. So hopefully that guy will be feeling better. I feel like my immunes are on board. I do tend to get sick as the seasons change. If I'm going to get any kind of cold or anything, this is around the time of year it happens, in the late summer and then around Thanksgiving. So hopefully I'll manage to do what I did this time, which is keep my immunes in their ass-kicking state and nip anything in the bud before it gets to be a problem. So, I will be back this week with some recipes, some more about motivation and some thoughts that I have about this process, and more about how I'm doing it, and how do I stick to it when it doesn't feel like when there's a day where I don't feel like I want to do it. I will say the further along you get, the more committed I feel. That's how it has been for me. And this Weigh-In Wednesday really kept me honest. If I was tempted at all to have anything terrible for me, knowing that I have to get on that scale at least once a week and say, well, I did good or I didn't do good, but hey, good, bad, or indifferent. If I fall off the wagon, I'll learn from it. It's a process, and I'm really happy to have people going along this journey with me, and I'm wishing all of you the best of luck too. I hope that whatever point you're at, that it is a point where you're pain-free and you can reach your goals. Remember, it doesn't matter how big the steps are as long as they're in the right direction. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.